The second round of 2G telecom auction is over, and with me is the Telecom Secretary R Chandrasekhar to talk more on the auction. So, welcome to Doordarshan News. So, first things first, what was the outcome of the auction?
Well, in this auction, spectrum in the 1800 megahertz, 900 megahertz and 800 megahertz bands were put to auction. No bidders registered for the 1800 or the 900 megahertz. So what actually came up for auction was only the 800 megahertz. Out of 61 blocks which were put for auction in 21 circles, 24 blocks were taken in the auction. This is approximately 40% of the blocks that have been put for auction. In value terms, it's 3,639 crores, which is about 56%, a little over 56% of the value of the spectrum that has been put to auction. And there was only one bidder in this auction, and that was SSTL, System Asham. And they have taken 3 blocks in each of these 8 circles.
So, what will happen to the unsold spectrum which is left from this auction, the second round of spectrum auction?
Well, the unsold spectrum remains with the regulator, and the spectrum would be available for future use.
So, what is the total revenue garnered from both the first and the second round of auction?
In the first round of auction in November, the amount of revenue obtained was 9,407 crores. In this auction, it's 3,639 crores. So, in all, the total amount that has been realized is a little over 13,000 crore.
So, when can we see the third round of auction? I know the talks are going on, but any likelihood?
The third round of auction has been, in any case, necessitated by the Supreme Court direction that all the spectrum held by quashed licensees should be put to auction without delay. This necessitates an auction in at least 20 circles out of 22 in the 1800 megahertz band, and that will have to be done very soon given the court's directions. At the same time, administrative decision will also have to be taken with regard to auction in the remaining 2 circles for 1800, the 3 circles for 900, which did not attract any bidders in the March auction, as well as the remaining circles in the 800 where a price has not been set. So these are issues on which a decision will have to be taken by the government, and the empowered group of ministers normally considers these issues. So timing, quantum, bands and the reserve price are all issues on which decisions will be needed before the actual conduct of the next round of auction.
So, when can we see this the EGOM meeting again? I know that it met last week. So,
the EGOM would have to take up this issue, as I said, sooner rather than later, given the Supreme Court's directions that this should be done without delay. And now that this auction is over, we will take further steps. No specific date has been fixed at this point, but this will probably be taken up very quickly.
so next round of auctions, the third round, is likely to take place in the next fiscal now.
It would certainly not take place before the end of March, so it will certainly take place in the next fiscal.
So now, just generally talking about the whole telecom sector, it was once called a sunrise sector. We've seen lots of things happening in a sense. When can you see all the confusion in a sense be cleared? I know government policies have cleared the air, but clarity to the core.
I think that there were certainly many issues on which there was uncertainty for some time. In part, the pendency of litigation on various issues in courts and so on. But all those issues have since been addressed and are put behind. Specifically, the telecom policy of 2012, which replaces the more than decade-old 1999 NTP, was approved by the government in May 2012. The delinking of license and spectrum has been done. the policy of allocating spectrum and pricing spectrum through market related processes has also been brought into vogue. The fixation of the actual price itself has been completed in 18 out of 22 circles in 1800 and now in 8 circles out of 22 for 800. And the process of arriving at the actual price for the remaining circles would be completed very shortly. The policy regarding sharing of spectrum has also been put in place. The unified license has been finalized. The policy for migration of existing licensees to unified license has also been approved by the government. So all these issues are now behind us, and every licensee and every investor and every company can now take their decisions based on a completely clear picture of both the policy and the financials involved.
So you can actually say that we can believe that the telecom sector will become the sunshine sector soon after this clarity.
I certainly think that the telecom sector not only was sunrise sector but has always been, and notwithstanding the a temporary phase of some amount of uncertainty, which as I said is now behind us. In fact, now the next phase of growth, primarily in the spread of broadband and in extending the reach into the rural areas and in building the whole ecosystem of services which ride on broadband, that is the most exciting phase which is now about to begin. And over the next few years and over the rest of this decade, we will actually be seeing that phase of growth, and in a way that is perhaps an even more exciting phase than the previous decade of explosive growth in the mobile area. So I think the sunshine days, as you put it, are very much there.
So talking about free roaming, when can we see free roaming in the country?
That is a process which is being taken up by the regulator. There is a process of consultation which is underway, and since that is a legal process, it follows a established time frame, and certainly we should be seeing movement on this in the second half of the current year.
Thanks for talking to Doordarshan News. That was the Telecom Secretary R. Chandrasekhar talking exclusively to Doordarshan News. Sidhant, Sibal, DD News, New Delhi.